Alright, so we were talking, and why did you draw this?
We were just looking for something awesome to do, and so I started and I drew the head of Groot, and then I went down to the body of Groot, and then I went into his midsection, and I ended up drawing this part, and I ended up leaving it as that, and he didn't have an arm or anything, and then so I continued it on, and I drew a baby Groot. And then I was like, well, I need something for a background, so I did the music notes, and I was like, well, I should put them on a table with an old school record player playing all the music. That way there's somewhere the music's coming from. And so we got I Am Groot coming from Groot, and then you got Baby Groot going, We Are Groot.
That's awesome. And then we also... we should point out right now that someone did a God cop is a dead cop, right? So, this was underneath where we had already put fuck butters based on this one encounter that we had with this individual named Butters. But around right here, he put a God cop as a dead cop, right? So, what we basically did is that we Big Lebowski'd it, because you have, who is this around God? Which, brilliant. Now, originally, Jesse put an F, but then he realized that originally in Larry's homework he got a D, so he fixed that.
Yeah.
And then right here I put incomplete sentence.
Very Simpsons-esque.
Yeah, because in The Simpsons, what was it, an F could turn into a B so easily. You just got greedy. But yeah, there you go.
And then you got the Crow, victims aren't we all?
Yeah, but then Squared was like, that thing shouldn't have that thing right there. And we're like, fuck you. And then it just became really weird. But
and then you got the taggers that came through, and they put over here, if you look, they're tagging here. They tagged all the way down, and then they made sure not to tag onto Groot because apparently they liked Groot. So they
totally just fucking went, like, if you look, like, right here, because you have to keep in mind that I'm Groot was already there, right? So the taggers pretty much just respected Groot, and they avoided him, like, right here. I mean, come on, it barely touches, right? And, like, right there, like, people saw this, and they were like, oh, it's Groot, we love Groot.
And you know that they were nerds, because if you look over here, they tagged Namek. And then they put the halo above, and that's, if you're a nerd yourself, you know that that's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. You have to admit, it is pretty awesome. But, Jesse, this is by far one of the most impressive art things you've done on this thing. How does it feel? Because, okay, you know how they have those monks? And those monks are the type that, like, make intricate designs in the fucking sand, and they know it's going to be, like, washed away or whatever, or wind is going to blow it away. So you know that if you have art on here, it's going to be either painted over very callously and very indifferently in about a week or two, or you know that one day you're just going to be coming over here and you're going to have your beer and you're going to be like, oh, there's Groot, oh my god, it's been painted over. So I mean, how exactly does that feel? Or if it survives here, it's just going to be fucking... It's going to come down when all this shit comes down. And they're not going to put this arch in a museum because it's corroded and people pee on it and shit.
It was worth it because I know that there's people that go by and see it and they love it.
Well, okay, but...
I mean, I want to keep going on it right now. It's eating at me because I want to do peaks and tweaks to it. Because I can see like certain things that I could do and turn into shadow to make the picture look better and fix the oddball things because there's only happy mistakes.
Bob Ross, in case you missed that.
There's so much more I want to do to it, and I know it will come down. It will, and that's just more new canvas unless it stays there until they take it down.
Now,
it's just that's that much more amazing to me that they let it stay that long.
Now, another cultural meme is, there was this movie called Groot, where someone had like had an underground rave, and he ran the risk of getting it busted by the cops all the time and all that shit. And like at one point, somebody tells him, "Well, I do it for the nod." The nod being kind of like this acknowledgement. He says that, like, at some point during whatever rave, someone will always come up to him and tell him, I really needed this, or I really needed this at this point in my life and such. So, what does it feel like knowing that these graffiti artists had totally avoided fucking Groot? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good.
Yeah? Is that your nod? Is that your acknowledgement of work well done?
Indeed.
You think so?
Indeed.
Alright. Always a fucking perfectionist, dude.
Yeah, very much so. And in your shade, because there's only happy mistakes.
Yeah, you're like the illegal Bob Ross right now. You're drawing happy little trees and you're giving us life-affirming advice on life.
Yes, the table loves living here. The table is very happy living here right now.
It is?
Yes.
You know, and the thing about Bob Ross that we discovered recently is that it always looks like he's about to fuck it up somehow, yet he always just manages to work around that. And that's what's awesome about him. Very much like Jesse here. Not that I'm worried about him fucking it up, because he's an artist and he knows what he has in mind in regards to this, but you know. You want to be protective of something that you kind of grown accustomed to. Alright, what do you say we sign off on that?
Okay.
Alright.